Hello everyone and welcome. It's me, the Silly Goose here, and today I have got something a bit spicy for you. It is a Mardu mid-range aggro kind of hybrid build built around two of my favourite cards from recent history, and that's Wisp Drinker Vampire and Wisp Stalker Arden. Now, if you're looking for Lorrowing cards, we don't have too many in here. Pyrrhic Strike, I think, is probably the only one, and Requiting Hex are probably the only two cards in the deck that are from Lorien. It is indeed the case. Most of it is Mobilize or things like that, but we are combining burn, token pressure, and value creatures with things like Amin Pakal, Voice of Victory, to try and flood the board with tokens. But we want to do damage when they enter and when they leave. So after much playtesting and fiddling around, I know a lot of you will probably say, I say this every week, I know a lot of you will probably go, oh, but there's lots of 2-ofs in here. I probably don't build my decks properly, but that's how I like to build my decks. But so the deck plays aggressively early, but it's got real staying power, thanks to the reach that it can have. So with the Vengeful Blood Witch, Wisp Stalker Arden, and Wisp Drinker, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know 7 out of 60 probably isn't much. It's not even 10%, just over 1%. 10%? I don't know math. But they are what we want to be drawing, and we also want to be using our smaller creatures, so Voice of Victory, Dalkuvan Pack Beasts, to flood the board with tokens. And as you will see in the example games, we do that quite a bit. It's capable of really kind of turning the corner. You can be behind for quite a little while, and then all of a sudden you'll draw a Wisp Drinker Vampire off the top, swing in with a Voice of Victory, and you'll win the game. Or a Dalkuvan Pack Beasts, more than not, because that's mobilized 3. But the game plan is simple, really. Like I said, it's getting yourself established with some sort of token generation, either a Voice of Victory, a Firebender's Ascension, a Shock Brigade, a Dalkuvan Pack Beasts, or an Amin Pakal. Anim Pakal? A Thousandth Moon? And then you want to utilize your pinging creatures, that's what's called ping to wing, so Vengeful Blood Witch, Wisp Stalker, and Wisp Drinker Vampire, to turn those creatures that are swinging into damage when they enter and damage when they leave. It's just not a nice place for our opponent to be. We did have a sideboard, but I've recently mangled it a little bit, trying to get this deck a bit better along best of 3, and I normally wouldn't bring you a deck unless it was finished with best of 3, but you guys like best of 1, I like best of 1, and we can do best of 3 analysis later of the decks that I like. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. The deck list and the links are in the description below, and most of the footage comes from live streamed gameplay. So if you want to see these decks built live and follow my decision making in real time, you can catch me over on Twitch. The link is below. And remember, this goose would absolutely love to be fed some bread. And without further ado, let's get into the games. Yep. War Leader's Call could potentially be really, really funny. Really, really funny. Let's drop Dalkuvan Pack Beasts. Swing in for 3. And then next turn we can War Leader's Call, swing with the Dalkuvan Back Beasts, and get a few things. Formidable Speaker. Nice. What are you getting? Creature card. Oof. Bringer of the Last Gift. Another Vengeful Blood Witch. Well, they've got... Let's just play double Blood Witch and see if that garners us any lovely, lovely, lovely. That, mwah. Chef's kiss. Bang, bang, bang. Well, they'll take 2 damage, and then they'll take 4 damage anyway. Yeah, good game. What a lovely... This is exactly how I wanted this deck to go. Do we not win this game just yet? Are we still buffering? No. I thought we were still going. We are now. And we will go with Firebender's Ascension turn 2. I like your kitty cat. Good sir. I like your kitty cat. Ashwood Verge. So, Selesnya. Yeah, nice. Are you the same deck as us? Just a slightly different colour? We will kill that. We will kill that. We can't Firebender's Ascension because I've got no red. So I can't do that. Hopefully we draw a 3rd land. We will draw a 3rd land. We will draw a 3rd land. Breathe in through the nose. Out the mouth. We did draw a 3rd land. And it was a red land as well. Get a... Yeah, we want to be copying our triggered abilities, definitely. So, Amin Pakal is an attacks trigger as well, so we might play her next turn. We definitely will, because we've got 2 of them. So, does that trigger twice? Because we get 1, 2. It's not if an attacking... Yeah, okay. So, Amin Pakal does not work the way I think. But, that's not bad. 3rd mana for our opponent. Ornery Tumblewag. I think it's a bit late for you now. +1/+1 counter on the target creature. Yep. Yep. Well, unfortunately for you, bro, I am going to Blight 2. Blight 2. Selecting both. We are actually doing what our opponents have been doing to us. We'll put them on the Amin because she's only going to get bigger anyway. So we will copy. Take action. Take action. Mobilize 2. Firebending. Mobilize 2. Is that enough? Yeah. Lovely. Well, 5 games, 3 wins. 2 losses. They have a cabbage. I will mulligan. I will keep, and I will get rid of the hex. I think we go with the same line as before. We will go Voice of Victory into Firebender's Ascension. Unless they play a Badgermole Cup here, in which case we will Lightning Helix the Badgermole Cup. Thumbs up. A Mossborn Hydra. We will Lightning Helix. We won't Lightning Helix. We will Burst Lightning it. Well, we will get rid of you now. Very nice to have drawn the Burst Lightning, meaning we didn't have to spend life and mana. Shaz's Chocobo. Side quest Chocobo. Yeah, I'm glad we killed that when we did. Bananas. Bananas. Dalkuvan Pack Beasts, because it's a 0/4. If we get a land next turn, we can Firebender's Ascension and the Voice of Victory, which we will do. We will be drawing a land next turn, and it will be the exact colour that we need it to be. Another Mossborn Hydra. Okay, yeah, you're going to get a big Mossborn Hydra. Again, a very big Mossborn Hydra. And we have no way of dealing with you. None whatsoever. Oh, we do. We do have a way of dealing with you. It will cost all of our mana, but I would much rather that. Whew, Pyrrhic Strike. And he has Vigilance, so... What? What? Please can we draw a 4th land deck so I can double spell next turn? Either Lightning Helix Firebender's Ascension or Voice of Victory Firebender's Ascension. Because what I would like to do is queue those 2 up and then play Wisp, Drink a Vampire the next turn so we can get a lot of... Oh, Travelling Chocobo. I will block. Not what I wanted, but we will play Firebender's Ascension. Get a 2/2. We are slightly screwed for lands, but we're now that we've got the Ascension down, we can copy our triggers. Travelling Chocobo does scare me slightly, but they've got nothing. Search library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. What 3 cards have you got left in hand? Probably another Mossborn Hydra. Or something of that ilk. This has been a close game so far. We've pulled some stuff off the top, so I can't complain anymore. Is that going to stop me? Absolutely not. Search library for a basic land card or town card. Put it onto the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Sure. I will block. Land, please, deck. Ah, it is a land. It did answer me. It's just the wrong type of land. So let's Lightning Helix the Travelling Chocobo. And let's swing. And then next turn we can start doing some potentially disgusting things. So next turn we can play Sky Knight Squire and Voice of Victory. Reach the horizons, yet they're struggling through here. They gain 3 life, if nothing else. And they swing for 5 again. Nesting bot, finally. Voice of Victory. Sky Knight Squire. Swing with the Valkuven Pack Beast. Get a load of counters on the Sky Knight. Lovely jubbly. We've been faffing around with it, but we finally got there. And hopefully we live to tell the tale. Because next turn... Do I just block with the Sky Knight Squire? If they come at me with the bird. If they somehow manage to make the bird massive. There is a Golgari land, I was going to say. What have they got black in here for? Capital City. They cycled away. You see green, you see white sometimes, but very hardly ever black. A side quest Chocobo again. Raise a Chocobo again. We might be okay. Oh, I think we just take the 5. 6. No, it'll be 5. Yeah, let's take the 5 because we're going to gain a load of life anyway. So let's play Wisp Vampire, and then let's swing in. So we get double triggers. Yep. Oh, we're definitely doing the thing. Yeah. Bang. Yep. 3 triggers from that. 3 triggers from that. Oh. Lovely. Good game. Back up to 15. That. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for tuning in.